Welcome to Playback with another episode of History. Today, we're tackling a historical puzzle, a real mystery with its most important piece just gone. It's a 3,500-year-old cold case, and piecing it together means uncovering the story of a pharaoh who wasn't ever supposed to exist.
So picture this. It's the 19th century, and archaeologists in Egypt are digging in the sand. They stumble upon what looks, for all the world, like a 3,500-year-old crime scene. We're talking statues that were deliberately smashed to bits, powerful images defaced, and names literally hacked out of solid granite walls.
But this wasn't just some smash-and-grab job for treasure. No, the destruction was way too precise, too methodical for that. This was a targeted hit. Someone wanted a very specific individual, a king, gone. Not just dead, but completely uncreated, erased from the very fabric of history itself.
And you know what? For 2,000 years, the plan actually worked. The world completely forgot that this powerful ruler ever even existed. But stones have a funny way of talking, even after all that time.
So today, we're officially opening the cold case of Hatshepsut. We're going to piece together the clues to uncover the incredible story of the woman who became king and figure out who tried so hard to erase her from existence. To understand how a pharaoh could just be deleted from history, we first have to go back and see how she got the job in the first place. So let's rewind to the 15th century BC, right in the middle of Egypt's golden age, the powerful 18th dynasty.
Hatshepsut was born with pure royal blood. Her dad was the warrior king Thutmose I. She ended up marrying her half-brother Thutmose II, which, was pretty standard for Egyptian royalty back then. But then he dies young, and suddenly the heir to the entire kingdom is his son, Thutmose III, who is just a baby. Egypt had a massive power vacuum.
So Egypt needed a leader, right? Hatshepsut steps up to become regent. Her job, essentially, was to be a placeholder. Think of her as the substitute teacher of pharaohs, just keeping the throne warm and running the country until the little king was old enough to rule. And at first, she played that part perfectly.
But then, about 7 years into her regency, something changed. The substitute teacher decided she wasn't just going to manage the classroom anymore. Nope, she was going to become the principal. She decided to claim the full power of the pharaoh for herself.
Now here's the huge problem she was up against. In ancient Egypt, there was literally no word for a female ruling queen. The title pharaoh was exclusively male. The king was supposed to be the living, breathing incarnation of the male god Horus. The entire system was built for a man.
So how'd she pull it off? She basically hacked the system with this brilliant three-step strategy. First, she just adopted all the traditional male titles. Second, she had artists start depicting her with male features. A kilt, a broad chest, even that classic ceremonial false beard. And third, the masterstroke. She commissioned a whole new origin story, claiming the great god Amun was her true father. This wasn't a disguise. It was genius-level theological marketing to make her rule legit.
Okay, so once she had the power, she had to prove she deserved it. And she didn't just prove it, she absolutely crushed it, kicking off an era of peace and incredible prosperity for all of Egypt.
And the scale of her success was just immense. She launched a legendary trading expedition to the fabled land of Punt, bringing back insane amounts of wealth, gold, ivory, you name it. She also kicked off one of the biggest building booms in Egyptian history, giving us the stunning temple of Djeser and putting up massive obelisks at Karnak that are still standing today.
And get this, she ruled successfully like this for 2 full decades. It was a true golden age. After she died, her stepson, the now-adult Thutmose III, finally took his place as the sole ruler of Egypt.
And this brings us right back to that crime scene. She had a long, peaceful, and super successful reign. So why on earth would someone, decades later, go to such extreme lengths to wipe her off the face of the earth?
This is the key question, the one that puzzled historians for over 100 years. Thutmose III ruled for decades after she was gone. If he hated her so much for taking his throne, why did he wait 20 years before he picked up a chisel and went after her monuments? Why let her legacy stand for so long?
While the old theory was simple and super dramatic, it was personal revenge, a bitter stepson finally getting back at his so-called evil stepmother. But the modern theory, it's a lot more nuanced. It suggests this wasn't an act of passion, but an act of cold, political calculation.
The modern theory argues that this whole thing wasn't about the past, it was all about the future.
By the end of his own long reign, Thutmose III was thinking about succession. He had his own son to put on the throne, and Hatshepsut's reign, well, it set a really dangerous precedent. A female king broke the cosmic order, what they called Mot, and that could threaten the traditional father-to-son succession for generations to come.
So erasing her wasn't about hating her as a person. It was about deleting a historical anomaly. It was a pragmatic, calculated move to restore the political system to ensure a smooth transfer of power to his own son and secure the dynasty's future.
But here is the absolute best part, the ultimate irony. In their big attempt to destroy her legacy and turn her into a non-person, her successors made a huge mistake. By dragging her smashed statues into pits and burying them, they accidentally preserved them in near-perfect condition for archaeologists to find thousands of years later.
Her story is such a powerful reminder that, yeah, history is usually written by the victors, by the people left holding the power at the end of the day. But sometimes archaeology gives a voice back to those who were silenced.
So what do you think? Was the erasure of Hatshepsut a cold political calculation to keep the dynasty safe, or was it a deeply personal act of revenge that simmered for decades? Let us know your theory down in the comments.
If you enjoyed solving this historical mystery with us, make sure to subscribe for more historical cold cases. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.